And Sobel, Brian, first off, give us your overall impression. The president said that he wanted to unite a divided America. Do you think he accomplished that tonight?
Well, I think he spoke to the people who elected him. I think he tried to cross over and reminded independents of what he stands for. And I think he worked a little on the Democrats, but not enough, I think, to move Democrats to a point where they think he gave a speech they really liked.
The president focused on a range of topics: jobs in the economy, infrastructure, immigration, trade, national security. What do you think was the most powerful part of his speech tonight?
Well, I think when he itemized all the things that have happened in the last year under his presidency. Now, you want to argue a little bit about the facts, but he has room to brag about the stock market and other things, and he touted those this evening.
The president spoke a lot in general terms about what he wants to accomplish. The one area where he got very specific was immigration.
Yes.
Do you think he moved the debate forward? Because immigration, the deadline is coming up very soon.
Well, he's been criticized for not setting out exactly what he's looking for. He set out what he called the 4 pillars of immigration. And so everybody in that chamber tonight knows what those 4 things are and how immigration can be reformed under those tenets. So to the extent that in that one area, Frank, he really was specific, maybe that moves the debate forward a little bit.
Much of the focus we talked about was on unity tonight. When the president said the unemployment rate for the Black and Latino communities is at record lows, the entire Congressional Black Caucus stayed seating, didn't applause. Isn't that a success for our country? Why do you think they're struggling so much to give applause to something when you have historic lows?
The State of the Union is one of these speeches that's watched by a lot of people. We're coming into the 2018 election. There can't be a whole lot of applauding of a president who can brag about a few things. And in fairness, that was the same when President Obama was in office. Republicans sat on their hands as well, especially coming up on election time.
Brian, the president spoke about North Korea, talked about how their leader Kim Jong-un is a menace, essentially, to the world. He said, "I will not repeat the mistakes of past administrations that got us into this dangerous position." But he did not go any farther than that. Was it surprising to you that he did not give any specifics at all about what he intends to do when it comes to North Korea?
Well, yes, particularly because earlier in the day we were getting word that he was going to make some big announcement on North Korea, and nothing really occurred there, and no specific plan. Maybe the surprise was that he wasn't going to be too vociferous on North Korea.
Brian, how effective do you think the president was tonight in highlighting the people he invited into the room? Ordinary American heroes, mothers and fathers.
This was the highlight of the speech. He pointed out all these people who had done various things, including the sergeant, Justin Peck, who was heroic in Raqqa. And he weaved that in through the speech very, very cleverly. In past speeches by presidents at the State of the Union, they all use these folks, but they tend to put them to the middle and the end. Donald Trump came right out and started profiling people, and I think it helped his speech a whole lot.
Brian, before we go, just very quickly, the president also mentioned that he wants to spend $1.5 trillion on an infrastructure plan. Is that an area where the two sides can come together and actually get something done?
We hope so, because infrastructure affects everybody equally, and it's an area where perhaps there could be some cooperation if we can get cooperation going ahead of the 2018 midterm elections.
All right, Brian Sobel, we appreciate your expertise tonight. Thank you, Brian.
You're very welcome.